Since I've decided that marriage is no longer really the goal, I have completely changed up what I actually care about in dating and what I'm looking for, which is something that I never thought that I would do. And when people used to joke, like, oh, just wait until you get older, like, just wait until you get older, this long list of requirements, you won't have it anymore. I used to think that was coming from a place of them saying, like, oh, well, when you get older, like, especially once you hit 30, like, if you're still single, then you're going to be willing to settle. And I do think that that is the intention of what they were trying to say. However, they were right. They were right in a certain sense and very wrong in another sense. So hear me out. They're right in the sense that when you date enough, you come to realize that there are very few men that are really going to add to your life.
I want y'all to go check out her TikTok. Her name's at the bottom of the screen and watch that video in full. So, the part of this that really sticks out to me is how people say as you get older, you'll start to settle. But I don't think it's about settling in the way that society tries to frame it. I think it's about evolving. Here's what I mean. When you're younger, a lot of your list, the one with the 25 must-haves in a relationship, it isn't just about finding a partner. It's often about validation. It's about wanting someone who checks all the boxes that make you feel proud to show them off, or that align with what other people told you matters. But when you lived a little and dated a little, maybe even struggled in some relationships, you start to ask yourself some deeper questions. And you start to ask yourself, like, does this person bring peace to my life? Do I feel safe? Do I feel seen and valued? If I'm going through something hard, are they going to show up for me? Or will they make it harder? Will they start cheating when you have an illness? Or when you're having a really tough time at work, you might be working on a project at work and they feel like you don't have enough time for them. Instead of being supportive, are they going to tell you that you're not showing up enough for them? And so instead of showing support, they start supporting somebody else outside of your house, you know? And those are the type of things that you look at as you get older. When you're younger and less experienced, you think about his height, his weight, is he light skinned, is he dark skinned, what kind of hair? I don't like this hairstyle on men. I don't like men that don't drive this type of car or dress like this. Those superficial things matter a little bit more when you're younger. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But when you get older, you start to worry about real things, you know? And so it's not about the list anymore. It's about consistency. It's about how someone makes you feel every single day. Are they thoughtful? Or do they have good character? And I think what society gets wrong is that they act like this shift means that you're lowering your standards. And that's not it at all. You're actually increasing your standards. You're having, you're focusing on the more important things. You're raising your standards because you're no longer impressed by surface level things that don't build a real partnership. You're looking for qualities that create peace and stability and joy in your life. You know, you are looking at whether or not someone will be a good father, whether or not, if you decide to have kids, you are looking at somebody will be a great, just partner in this life. Like life, the older you get, the more you realize um, who you have as your support system, who you have around you, how important that is, and how strong and solid they are, and the clothes, the car, the charm, that matters so much less the older that you get. And so, you know, don't let anybody make you think that because your list got shorter, that you're settling. It's just that you're focusing. You're focusing on the more important things. You're choosing yourself, you are choosing your happiness and your future. You're looking at the more important things. And it's not settling, it's leveling up, you know? So I want to know from you, has your list of relationship requirements changed over time? Like when you first started thinking about, who your partner would be, whether male or female, when you first started out, did you have a solid list? And if you did, or requirements or qualities that you were looking for? And if you did, over time, has that changed? Has your list gotten shorter, longer? Have the qualities changed drastically, or they kind of still the same? You knew what to look for when you first started out. So if y'all can tell me in the comments, let me know if you feel like that's true. Do you feel like, over time, over a consistent period of time, you look at people the same when it comes to dating, you know? Because a lot of you, honestly, I feel like younger people these days have more access to information. And so you are not, what am I trying to say? You are not subject to just your immediate environment like future generations were. So we have to cut them a little slack and give them a little grace, because a lot of the future generation, I'm sorry, the past generations, they didn't have access to people outside their town as much as we do now. We can talk to, communicate with people across the globe in a whole different, on a whole different side of the planet. They, much older generations, only talk to people in their immediate town a lot of times. And then I guess as time went on, then it grew, because we had different forms of communication. So, like, for example, I'm a millennial, and I would say about the last year or maybe 2 years of high school, we started communicating on AOL, which was like an online chat because it was so new. And then I would say in college, we started getting cell phones. So, yeah, like kids nowadays at 10, 11, 6 years old have cell phones. So you're able to communicate with your friends outside of school and text. So your options are more open, and thought process is is a little bit more you have more access to more information, so you are able to make different decisions, and you have access to more knowledge and more wisdom, because there's a lot of people like myself who are older. Someone may be listening to me, and you can learn from my experiences if you choose to, or just other women's experiences, and take that wisdom and add it, and get whatever you can take from it. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But there's a lot of information that I'm able to share with y'all that I had to learn through experience. And you don't have to learn through experience, because not only do you hear me saying it, do some research, and y'all have access to research too. Do some research, listen to other women, communicate on online forums and Reddits, and just different social media. And when you get to see that, then so many women are saying the same thing. And your research, like if you're a type of person that looks up data and statistics, you can look these things up and see whether or not it's true for you, you know? And so, anyway, use that to your advantage. Let me know in the comments if this is true for you. You started off thinking you wanted one thing, and the older you got, you switched it up. And now you want something different for yourself and your future and your relationship. Did your lifestyle impact your choices? Did your experience impact your choices, or your change, or your updated list? So let me know. I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.